The skies over MiG Alley, North Korea, in 1952 belonged to the jet. This was a new kind of battlefield, a crucible of the early Cold War where the Soviet-built MiG-15 was the undisputed master. Sleek, swept-wing, and capable of speeds approaching 670 miles per hour, it was a predator that could climb high above any American propeller-driven aircraft. For UN pilots, the sight of a silver MiG contrail was a signal to run, to dive, to do anything but turn and fight. And yet, on September 10, 1952, that's exactly what happened. On an interdiction mission near Chinampo, 2 U.S. Marine Corps pilots flying from the USS Sicily found themselves in the crosshairs of history. Their aircraft was not a new F-86 Saberjet, but a relic of a previous war, the legendary but decidedly old-fashioned F4U Corsair. To the MiG pilots circling above, the Corsairs must have looked like targets of opportunity. The ungainly bent-wing bird, with its massive propeller, was a machine from a different time, seemingly defenseless in the jet age. They were about to learn that courage and cannon fire could bridge the gap between eras. Leading the division of VMA 312 checkerboards was Captain Jesse G. Folmar, a seasoned naval aviator. With his wingman, Lieutenant Walter E. Daniels, Folmar was conducting a tactical weave at 10,000 feet when he caught a glimpse of the threat, 2 MiG-15s in the early stages of setting up a firing pass. The reaction was instantaneous. Jettison all external ordnance and fuel tanks. The Corsairs lightened their load, transforming from ground attack workhorses into clean, nimble fighters. Folmar's voice crackled over the radio to Daniels, ordering a tighter defensive weave. Don't let the communist jets out of your sight. But the odds were about to get worse. Seconds later, Folmar spotted 2 more MiGs closing rapidly from his 8 o'clock. The 2 Corsairs were now bracketed by 4 of the most advanced jet fighters in the world. Tracers from the first pass overshot as Folmar executed a hard turn, his Corsair straining against the G-forces. He reversed his bank and, in a moment of pure instinct and skill, turned inside a climbing MiG. For a fleeting moment, the universe narrowed to a gun sight. The MiG filled the glass, and Folmar pulled up, leading the target by 20 mils. He then triggered his Corsair's most potent weapon, its 4 20mm cannons. A 5-second burst erupted from the Corsair's wings, a long, sustained hammer blow that defied standard jet-age combat. While MiGs and Sabres exchanged brief snapping bursts, Folmar poured a wall of fire into his target. He could see the blinking flashes along the left side of his fuselage as the shells found their mark. Almost immediately, a grey trail of fuel vapor streamed from the MiG, quickly turning into billowing black smoke. The jet nosed over, lost acceleration, and then the unmistakable sight, the pilot ejected, tumbling through the air. Folmar's Corsair, a piston-engine relic, had just slain a jet dragon. But the fight wasn't over. The victory dance was cut short as Folmar and Daniels, still weaving defensively, saw 4 more MiGs join the fray. The situation was hopeless. Folmar gave the order to break for home, diving for speed and the safety of the sea. It was then that disaster struck. I felt a severe jolt and explosion in my left wing, Folmar recalled. A cannon shell had found its mark. His aircraft shuddered violently. His left aileron and 4 feet of his wing were simply gone. The controls fought him. The Corsair, rolling left, despite a full right stick, was a death sentence for a carrier landing. His only option was to abandon ship. As he prepared to bail out, another MiG made a firing pass, its rounds missing the stricken aircraft. At 3,000 feet, Folmar rolled out of the right side of the cockpit and pulled his D-ring. He later estimated he was in the water for only 8 minutes before a rescue SA-16 Albatross Dumbo scooped him to safety. The Corsair was lost, but the pilot, the hero of this story had lived to fight another day. Captain Jesse Folmar's incredible kill was more than just a personal triumph. It was a symbol. It proved that even in the age of the jet, pilot skill, tactical discipline, and raw courage could overcome a technological disadvantage. The Corsair, designed for a war that had ended 7 years prior, had proven it still had teeth. However, this single event did not change the fundamental reality of the air war. The Corsair's true and invaluable role in Korea remained in the brutal, low-altitude world of close air support, where its durability, long loiter time, and heavy payload were unmatched. The air superiority battle would continue to be won by the F-86 Sabre in the thin, cold air high above MiG Alley. The story of Folmar's MiG kill endures as one of the most remarkable David and Goliath tales in aviation history. It serves as a timeless lesson. Never underestimate a veteran pilot in a proven machine, for the balance of a dogfight can tip on a single, well-aimed but